Hello and welcome to the GippslandPhotographer.com and the Gippsland Photographer at Facebook as well. Here at the Traralgon Railway Reserve to conduct a review on the Sigma 150mm to 500mm f5 to 6.3 lens. Now, taking into account the aperture, what it means when you're going from f5 to 6.3 on a lens for its specifications means at 150mm focal length you will start at f5. As you progress through the focal length of this lens, as you've seen here, it will move from f5 to 5.6, and then 6.3. So when you're taking your shots, remember that your shutter speed and your ISO will change depending on your lighting conditions and the exposure of your shot. Now, we've got plenty of wildlife here today. There's some chestnut teals, male and female here, so I'll take a couple of shots for you. One at a minimum focal length, and now zooming in. And that was showing the two different focal lengths and the quality of the images in not so great conditions. I hate overcast days. Now, build on this lens. I bought this second hand on eBay. I recommend against it unless it's a very, very good seller. I purchased this for about $800. You can buy it brand new now after 2 years of waiting for about the same price. Some sellers go ridiculously high and charge you about $1,200 though, in which case you might look at buying the Canon 100 to 400mm f4.5-5.6 lens. There's a few options on this lens. At 150mm focal length you've got a lock here to keep it secure, so when you're walking around you're not having the front elements just drop down if you've had it like that or not carrying it properly like you should be. Now, at 150mm it's the only part in which you can lock it, so once you unlock it, it will move and drop down by itself as well. So remember to protect it. This lens has had a bad history of things going wrong with it with other Sigma users. Now, going into detail about that, it's a fairly common problem for the focusing elements and the connection to the camera to go faulty, as it did with me during a Regent Honeyeater release a couple of years ago. So yeah. Now, the other features on this lens, you've got your autofocus, your manual focus as usual, and 3 modes on your stabilizer, which is off. 1 is for your handheld, which is all I ever used, and 2 for just your horizontal image stabilization. A lot of people ask me how far can you actually zoom with this. I've taken a couple of shots for you of some wildlife, which was a male chestnut teal for you. But now, say you want to zoom in on something way off in the background, like there's a rotunda just over here, which should be easily seen in the video. So I'll take 2 shots for you. One will be at a minimum focal length to illustrate how the minimum focal length works. So that was at minimum, and now zooming in, which now puts it to a 6.3 aperture. So change your settings and take the shot to make sure you get the correct exposure. So that will about do it for this lens. I want to keep these videos as short as I can. If you have any further questions, feel free to message me on Facebook or email me at mattbriggs@internode.on.net. Thank you for your time.